The Everglades stretched out like a primordial canvas, an intricate tapestry of mangroves, cypress trees, and murky waterways. But beneath its tranquil surface lay a secret that defied explanation. In the early 1900s, on a moonless night, the sky split open. A comet, or so it seemed, hurtled toward Earth, trailing flames as it plummeted. The impact shook the sawgrass, reverberating through the swamp like a primal heartbeat. From the wreckage emerged the skunk ape, an alien creature unlike anything Earth had ever seen. Its skin shimmered with iridescence, adapting to the surroundings like a chameleon. The skunk ape's eyes held the weight of distant galaxies, and its elongated fingers traced patterns in the air, as if reaching for home. Disoriented and marooned, it sought refuge in the heart of the Everglades, where the veil between worlds was thin. The creature wandered south, driven by instinct and survival. It needed sustenance, its alien metabolism craving nutrients found only on this blue-green planet. The skunk ape's footsteps left imprints in the muck, a cryptic dance of otherness. It sampled the local flora, nibbling on saw palmetto berries and sipping from the tannin-stained waters. Yet its true purpose remained elusive. The Florida Keys beckoned, an archipelago of mystery and allure. There, perched atop the newly constructed Perky Bat Tower, the creature sensed something. A resonance, a vibration. Witnesses would later recount the event. An unknown ape-like form drawn to the tower, its eyes reflecting starlight. It inspected the structure, its elongated fingers tracing the contours of the bat roost. And then, with a primal force, it shook the tower, driving off the bats before vanishing into the moonlit woods. After this close call, the skunk ape changed course. Northward it headed, back to the heart of the swamp. Perhaps it sought answers, or perhaps it yearned for the cosmic embrace of its lost home. The skunk ape carried secrets that would unravel the fabric of reality. In the sultry nights of Broward County, whispers spread like wildfire. The skunk ape, once a cosmic castaway, had become a local legend. Eyewitnesses emerged from the shadows, their voices trembling with fear and awe. Reports flooded in, homes invaded. The skunk ape slipping through open windows, its eyes reflecting starlight. It rifled through pantries, seeking sustenance. Some claimed it whispered forgotten languages, a cosmic lament. Others spoke of its elongated fingers tracing patterns on walls, an alien script. The farmers' livestock suffered, a horse, a bull. Their carcasses lay in moon-drenched pastures, torn asunder. The skunk ape's hunger knew no bounds. It was more than a cryptid, it was a force, an ancient hunger reborn. One fateful night, a law enforcement officer, badge glinting under the moon, struck the skunk ape with his car. The impact echoed through the swamp. The creature staggered, its eyes locking onto the officers. Was it rage or pleading? The lawman couldn't say. The skunk ape vanished into the underbrush, leaving behind a dent in the patrol car, a cosmic signature. Posses formed, a desperate hunt. Men with lanterns and shotguns combed the sawgrass. But the skunk ape eluded them, a phantom slipping between dimensions. No body, no evidence, only footprints fading with each dawn. And so, Broward County held its breath. The skunk ape remained, a shadow in the cypress, a legend etched into the Florida night. Did the creature find answers or vanish like dew on morning grass? The mystery only deepened, intertwining with the Everglades' ancient magic. The year was 1974, a time when the skunk ape's legend had already seeped into the collective consciousness of Florida. But the events of January 9th would etch its mark deeper, blurring the lines between myth and reality. Just after midnight, the stillness of Pembroke Pines was shattered. Richard Lee Smith, cruising along US Route 27, was blindsided by a figure emerging from the shadows. A sickening thud echoed through the night as his car collided with something massive. Smith's heart pounded in his chest as he slammed on the brakes. At first he thought he'd hit a pedestrian, a tall man in dark clothes. But as the figure rose from the pavement, a wave of terror washed over him. This was no man. It stood 7, maybe 8 feet tall, covered in shaggy dark fur. Its eyes, reflecting the headlights, burned with a primal fury. With a guttural roar, the creature charged towards Smith's car. Its elongated arms reached out, claws scraping against metal. Smith's instincts took over. He floored the accelerator, fleeing the scene as the monstrous figure stumbled and limped after him. For half a mile, Smith raced along the highway, the creature's heavy breathing audible even over the roar of his engine. Then, as abruptly as it had appeared, the skunk ape vanished into the darkness. The incident sent shockwaves through the local community. The police were flooded with calls from terrified drivers who had witnessed the same hulking figure limping along US 27. A Hialeah Gardens patrolman even reported a close encounter, describing the creature as a huge, hairy monster that disappeared into the brush as he approached. At dawn, a massive search was launched. Police helicopters buzzed over the Everglades, their spotlights piercing the dense foliage. But the skunk ape remained elusive, leaving behind only a lingering odour of sulphur and a trail of unanswered questions. The Pembroke Pines incident solidified the skunk ape's status as more than just a myth. It was a creature of the night, a highway phantom that haunted the edges of civilization. The incident raised chilling questions. Was the skunk ape merely an animal driven by instinct, or was there something more sinister at play? As the sun rose over the Everglades, casting long shadows across the landscape, one thing was clear. The skunk ape's story was far from over. It was a tale woven into the fabric of the swamp, a mystery that would continue to captivate and terrify for generations to come. The year was 1977, and Key Largo, a serene island paradise, became the stage for an encounter that would forever haunt the Stockman family. Charles Stockman, a decorated Vietnam War veteran and former police officer, had faced his fair share of danger. Yet, nothing could prepare him for the night that would etch itself into the annals of skunk ape lore. The Stockmans resided near mile marker 94.5. Their home nestled between the azure waters of the Atlantic and the dense, enigmatic mangroves. On the night of July 14th, Charles and his 13-year-old son, Charlie, embarked on a seemingly innocuous expedition into the heart of the mangroves, collecting discarded bottles. The humid air hung heavy, a palpable tension weaving through the tangled roots and branches. As they ventured deeper into the labyrinthine swamp, a sense of unease prickled at their skin. The shadows seemed to dance and twist, whispering secrets carried on the salty breeze. Suddenly, their blood ran cold as an enormous figure emerged from the darkness, the skunk ape. It towered over them, a behemoth of muscle and fur, easily 8 or 9 feet tall. Its matted coat clung to its massive frame, and the stench that emanated from it was a nauseating blend of wet dog and a decay that seemed to transcend this world. The creature's head and shoulders loomed over them, its eyes gleaming ominously in the moonlight. A primal wail erupted from the skunk ape's throat, shattering the stillness of the night. It was a sound that resonated deep within their souls, a lament that seemed to echo from the distant stars. Fear gripped Charles and Charlie as they stumbled backward, their eyes locked on the monstrous figure. In a desperate bid to deter the creature, Charles cleared a 30-foot path through the brush, hoping to create a barrier between their home and the swamp's secrets. But the skunk ape was undeterred. Its overpowering odor seeped through the walls of their house, infiltrating their dreams. Mrs. Stuckman, peering out her bedroom window, caught a glimpse of the shadowy figure lurking in the moonlight. Terror-stricken, Mrs. Stuckman and the younger children fled to Homestead, leaving Charles alone to face the unknown. Armed with only his shotgun and his courage, he kept watch over his home, his senses heightened, his heart pounding in his chest. The local authorities, alerted to the Stuckman's plight, arrived in force. Deputy Bill Haas, Captain Jack Gillen, and Sergeant Randall Chin combed the property, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. The shed, where the creature had been sighted, was a focus of their investigation. Officer Chin's report painted a chilling picture of the family's terror. These people are truly scared to death. Despite the thorough search, the skunk ape vanished without a trace. It had slipped back into the shadows, leaving behind only the lingering scent of decay and a series of massive footprints in the soft earth. Charles, forever scarred by the encounter, slept with his shotgun by his side, his eyes darting towards any sudden movement in the night. The Stuckmans eventually reunited in Dade County, but the memory of the skunk ape haunted them. The creature's wail lingered in their minds, a chilling reminder of the night they faced the unknown. The Everglades, it seemed, held secrets far deeper and darker than anyone could have imagined. In the years that followed, the Stuckman encounter became a staple of skunk ape lore, whispered around campfires and debated in hushed tones. It served as a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lurked beneath the surface of reality, a testament to the courage of one family in the face of cosmic dread. The skunk ape's journey northward led it deeper into the heart of Florida, a land where swamps whispered secrets and ancient oaks held memories. Its iridescent skin shimmered under the dappled sunlight, a beacon of otherworldly presence. The creature's elongated fingers traced the contours of palmetto leaves, seeking sustenance and clues. In 1942, a man named Henry Thornton drove along an isolated road in Suwannee County. The moon hung low, casting eerie shadows on the pine trees. As Henry rounded a bend, the brushline erupted with movement. His skunk ape burst forth, a blur of iridescence and primal fury. It lunged at his vehicle, its elongated arms reaching for grip. Henry's heart raced as the creature clung to the running board, its claws scraping against metal. For half a mile, they raced together, a desperate dance of survival. And then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the skunk ape released its grip and vanished into the night. In the small community of Barden, Nestled within Putnam County, whispers circulated around campfires. The locals spoke of a creature, an enigma that haunted moonlit nights. They called it the Barden Booger. Its legend grew with each passing year, fueled by sightings and hushed conversations. The Barden Booger was elusive, a phantom glimpsed at the edge of vision. Some claimed it had glowing eyes. Others swore it emitted an otherworldly hum. But all agreed on one thing. It was no ordinary beast. It moved silently through the palmetto thickets, leaving behind footprints etched in the sandy soil. The 1960s brought a rash of sightings across central Florida. Alachua and Marion counties became hotspots for the inexplicable. Families huddled together, sharing stories of encounters. In 1963, the Johnsons, a farming family, found themselves face to face with the skunk ape. It approached their rural home, its eyes reflecting the moon's glow. The children pressed their faces against the window, wide-eyed and curious. The creature tilted its head, as if studying them, and then, with a deliberate grace, it vanished into the darkness. The skunk ape's presence resonated deeply with the Seminole people, the indigenous guardians of the Everglades. They had their own legends of the creature, calling it Estikapkaki, meaning furry tall man or hairy giant. For generations, tales had been passed down, speaking of a powerful being who roamed the swamps, a protector of the natural world. Some believed it was a spirit of the land, while others saw it as a warning, a harbinger of ecological imbalance. The skunk ape's purpose remained a mystery, shrouded in the mists of folklore and scientific speculation. Was it a cosmic wanderer, seeking solace in our world? Or did it carry a mission, a quest for knowledge or redemption? The Seminole elders, keepers of ancient wisdom, held their own interpretations, their connection to the land offering insights that science could not explain. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the phosphate mines, the skunk ape continued its silent vigil. Perhaps answers lay hidden in the ancient swamps, waiting to be unearthed by those brave enough to seek them. And so the legend grew, a tapestry woven from moonlight, fear, wonder, and the enduring traditions of the Seminole people. The skunk ape, Estikapkaki, the Barden Booger, the names echoed through time, whispered by those who dared to believe in the extraordinary. The radio crackled with static, and the scent of orange blossoms hung heavy in the air. As they rounded a bend, their spotlight caught movement, a hulking figure half hidden among the leaves. Its eyes glowed like embers, reflecting the red taillights. Marvin's grip tightened on his service revolver, and Ernie's knuckles whitened around the steering wheel. "Marv, what the hell is that?" Ernie whispered. Marvin squinted. The creature stood upright, its silhouette ape-like, but somehow wrong. Its fur was matted, and its shoulders broader than any orangutan. Yet it moved with an eerie grace, gliding through the grove as if it were part of the shadows. "Shoot it!" Marvin ordered, his voice hoarse. Ernie hesitated. What if it's just some drunk fool? But the creature advanced, its eyes fixed on them. Ernie's finger tightened on the trigger, and the night exploded in gunfire. The creature staggered but didn't fall. Instead, it vanished into the underbrush, leaving behind a trail of crushed ferns and broken branches. Marvin and Ernie followed the trail, adrenaline pumping. The grove seemed to close in on them, the trees whispering secrets, the moonlight dappling the ground. They found footprints, massive, three-toed impressions that defied logic. The earth seemed to recoil from the weight of whatever had passed. Snagged on a barbed wire fence, they discovered a tuft of hair, a coarse, reddish-brown strand that glimmered like copper. Ernie held it up, examining it in the flashlight's beam. "Marv, this ain't no bear or gator hair," he said. "This is something else." Marvin nodded grimly. "We're dealing with more than a trespasser." They followed the trail deeper, their boots sinking into the damp soil. The grove held its breath, and the night seemed to stretch into eternity. The creature was elusive, slipping through their fingers like smoke. Weeks passed, and the grove yielded no answers. Marvin and Ernie became local legends, the night stalkers who shot at shadows. But they couldn't forget the creature's eyes, the intelligence, the fear, and the hair. They sent it for analysis, but the results were inconclusive. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Marvin returned to the grove alone. He stood where they'd first encountered the creature, the air thick with memories. And then he saw it, a reflection in the water, eyes glowing like dying stars. "Who are you?" Marvin whispered. The creature stepped forward, its fur shimmering. It touched its throat, a soundless plea. And then it vanished, leaving Marvin with more questions than answers. Marvin retired, haunted by that night. Ernie passed away, the truth buried with him. But the grove remained, a place where shadows danced, and the scent of oranges mingled with fear. Some said the creature still roamed, watching from the darkness. And Marvin? He kept the tuft of hair, a reminder that some mysteries defy bullets and badges. Perhaps, in the heart of the grove, the night stalkers had glimpsed something ancient, an echo of forgotten worlds, a creature that straddled the line between myth and reality. And so, the grove whispered its secrets, waiting for the next curious soul to step into its shadows. The skunk ape's struggle was both physical and existential. Its reflective skin, a gift from its home planet, allowed it to blend seamlessly with the swamp's flora, a shimmering ghost among the mangroves and cypress knees. This camouflage proved invaluable for survival in the predator-filled Everglades, where alligators lurked beneath the tea-coloured water and panthers stalked the shadows. But the camouflage also isolated the creature, a solitary enigma in a world of croaks, hisses, and guttural roars. The skunk ape's elongated snout, sensitive to the subtlest vibrations, probed the muck for frogs, insects, and small fish. However, its alien physiology struggled to adapt to Earth's nutrient-poor offerings. It craved the energy-rich sustenance of its home planet. But here, it was forced to scavenge, its stomach rumbling with an unfamiliar hunger. The yearning for its people gnawed at the skunk ape's consciousness. It missed the comforting hum of their technology, the soothing pulse of their spacecraft, the reassuring bleeps and whirs of their tools. In the Everglades, only the nocturnal symphony of unseen birds and the mournful cries of owls answered its silent calls. To aid in its survival, the skunk ape relied on a peculiar piece of alien technology, a device resembling a metallic insect attached to its wrist. This device emitted a low-frequency pulse that disoriented prey, causing them to freeze momentarily. With lightning reflexes, the skunk ape would snatch the stunned creature, its sharp teeth piercing through scales and exoskeletons. This hunting method, while efficient, was a stark reminder of the skunk ape's isolation, a technological advantage in a primitive world, a symbol of its desperate struggle to survive on a planet that was not its own. Billy Hawthorne, a wiry gladesman with sun-weathered skin, had seen it all. Gators mating, ghost orchids blooming, and the elusive Florida panther prowling. But whispers reached him. A clandestine network of tales spun around campfires. Strange lights flickered in the distance, and fishermen spoke of eerie cries echoing across the water. Billy's curiosity ignited. Armed with a battered skiff and a heart hungry for wonder, he set out to unravel the mystery. He had heard tales in news reports. A photograph of a dark, upright figure in the swamp was taken by Ochapee Fire Control District Chief Vince Dower, who claimed it depicted a skunk ape. He reported observing the creature cross the road and stopped his car to capture a photograph. Within 2 weeks, over 50 people reported alleged sightings of a hairy creature within the Big Cypress National Preserve. In another report, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office received 2 anonymous photos depicting a large, hairy, ape-like creature. The author of the letter claimed to be an elderly woman who reported the creature had been stealing apples from her back porch near I-75, and upon surprising it with a camera, she was afraid it was an escaped orangutan that might harm her family. Billy's skiff nosed through the sawgrass, guided by the faint glow of bioluminescent algae. He stumbled upon a clearing, an oasis of phosphorescence. There, nestled among reeds and Spanish moss, lay the skunk ape's dwelling. The creature's nest was woven from discarded electronics, circuit boards, wires and shards of alien metal. In the center sat the wrist device, an artifact of cosmic origin. Its surface pulsed with symbols, each stroke a plea for rescue. Billy watched, breathless, as the skunk ape manipulated the device. Lights danced across its skin, illuminating the swamp like constellations. Was it a distress signal, or a desperate attempt to bridge the light years between worlds? As the skunk ape ventured deeper into the heart of Florida, it encountered legends older than time itself. Among the ancient cypress trees, where Spanish moss hung like spectral veils, the creature sensed a presence, an echo from eons past. In the shadowy swamps of Okefenokee, the skunk ape met an old crone named Eloin. Her eyes held the wisdom of centuries, and her voice carried the weight of forgotten spells. Eloin spoke of a time when the veil between worlds was thin, and creatures roamed freely. Beings of light and shadow, guardians of forgotten knowledge. "Skunk ape," she rasped, "you are not the first to tread this path. Long ago, our ancestors danced with the stars. They wove magic into the very fabric of the Everglades. But then came the Veil Keepers, their duty to maintain the balance. They bound our kind, trapping us in this earthly realm." The skunk ape listened, its elongated fingers brushing against the gnarled bark. Eloin's tale spoke of cosmic wars, celestial bargains, and the price paid for forbidden knowledge. She gifted the creature a talisman, an obsidian pendant that pulsed with hidden energy. "Seek the Veil Keepers," she whispered. "They guard the ancient gateways. Find them, and perhaps you shall unravel your purpose." Northward, the skunk ape journeyed, guided by Eloan's cryptic words. In the moon-drenched glades, it heard whispers, the Veil Keeper's song. Their voices merged with the rustling leaves, harmonizing with the owl's hoot and the alligator's low growl. The skunk ape followed the melody, drawn to a forgotten stone circle, an intersection of ley lines. There, beneath the star-studded canopy, the Veil Keepers materialized. They wore cloaks of twilight, their eyes twin galaxies. "Why do you seek us?" they intoned. "I am lost," the skunk ape confessed, "a wanderer between realms, seeking a way home." The eldest Veil Keeper stepped forward. "Your kind once danced with the constellations, but the cosmic threads frayed, and now you are marooned. To find your way home, you must first prove your worth. Seek the nexus, a convergence of energies. There lies your answer." And so, the skunk ape stood before the Veil Keepers, its heart pounding like a distant drum. The air crackled with anticipation. The creature's reflective skin shimmered with an inner turmoil, reflecting the kaleidoscope of emotions that swirled within. "Skunk ape," their voices resonated in unison. "You seek passage through the nexus, but the path is not freely given. You must prove your worth." The skunk ape's elongated fingers trembled as it reached for the obsidian pendant, Eloan's cryptic gift. The pendant's energy pulsed against its chest. "What do you seek?" the eldest Veil Keeper inquired. "Knowledge? Power? Redemption? Or merely escape?" The skunk ape hesitated, wrestling with the profound questions. "I seek a way home," it finally replied, its voice a raspy whisper. "I seek to understand my purpose, but ultimately, I long to return to the stars from whence I came." The Veil Keepers nodded, their faces impassive. They gestured towards the nexus, a shimmering portal that pulsated with otherworldly energy. "The nexus holds the answers you seek," they intoned. "But it is a treacherous path. Only those with a pure heart and unwavering resolve may pass through its threshold. And only those who understand the true meaning of home will find their way back." The skunk ape took a deep breath, steeling its resolve. With a determined step, it approached the nexus, its heart pounding, its longing for home fueling its every move. The air crackled with energy as the skunk ape crossed the threshold. The world dissolved into a kaleidoscope of light and shadow. But the creature held firm, guided by an inner compass that led it towards its destiny and the hope of returning to the familiar embrace of its home planet. As the skunk ape disappeared into the swirling vortex, the Veil Keepers watched in silence. The Everglades held its breath. The skunk ape's journey had reached a critical juncture, a turning point that would determine not only its own fate, but perhaps the fate of worlds yet unknown. The skunk ape emerged from the nexus, finding itself not on its home planet, but in a strange, distorted version of the Everglades. The sun hung motionless in the sky, casting long, unchanging shadows. The rivers flowed endlessly, their waters looping back on themselves in defiance of gravity. Time, once a linear progression, had become a stagnant pool. The skunk ape wandered through this timeless landscape, its senses bombarded by disorienting echoes of eternity. It followed the whispered clues of ancient texts and petroglyphs, each symbol a cryptic breadcrumb leading towards its true destination. The indigenous creatures it encountered moved in a perpetual now, their lives a continuous loop, unaware of the temporal anomaly that gripped their reality. The skunk ape's own existence became a paradox. Each step forward was also a step back. Sunrise and sunset blurred into an endless twilight. Its footprints overlapped, tracing a Mobius path, a symbol of the infinite loop it was trapped in. The creature questioned its existence, the yearning for moments that never were and never would be. Was it a wanderer, doomed to roam this timeless swamp forever? Or was it a sentinel, guarding a reality frozen in time? Despite the confusion and despair, a flicker of hope ignited within the skunk ape. It realized that its story transcended its physical form, a testament to the enduring power of hope and the interconnectedness of time and existence. The skunk ape understood that its journey was far from over. It must endure, serving its time in the past, present and future, proving its worth to the universe and ultimately the Nexus. The years passed, and the skunk ape's legend grew, entwined with the very roots of the Everglades. In 1997, a new chapter unfolded, a testament to the creature's enduring mystery and the unspoken pact between humans and the cosmic unknown. Steve Goodbread, a seasoned tour guide, led a group of eager tourists through the heart of Big Cypress National Preserve. The air crackled with anticipation as their bus trundled along Turner River Road, a winding path that delved deep into the primordial wilderness. As they approached a weathered wooden bridge, a hush fell over the group. The thick mangroves on either side seemed to hold their breath, their twisted roots reaching into the dark, fertile soil. And then, as if summoned by the collective curiosity of the onlookers, the skunk ape emerged. It stood tall, a majestic figure rising from the underbrush. Its thick, brown fur rippled over its 7-foot frame, a testament to its wildness. The creature's eyes, illuminated by the moonlight filtering through the canopy, held an ancient wisdom, a reflection of forgotten worlds. A palpable tension hung in the air, an invisible boundary between two realms. The skunk ape rocked back and forth, its agitation evident. It shook the nearby bushes, a guttural wail escaping its throat, a sound that sent shivers down the spines of the tourists. Goodbread and his passengers watched in awe, their cameras poised. But something held them back. Perhaps it was the creature's raw, unfiltered emotion, or the unspoken agreement that hung between them. In that moment, they understood that the skunk ape was not a spectacle to be captured on film, but a guardian of the swamp, a bridge between the mundane and the extraordinary. With a final mournful cry, the skunk ape turned and retreated into the dense undergrowth. Goodbread, respecting the creature's desire for solitude, did not pursue it. Instead, he steered the bus away, leaving the skunk ape to its domain. The encounter left an indelible mark on all who witnessed it. The lingering stench of the creature's musk, a mixture of decay and something otherworldly, clung to the air, a reminder of the encounter. Goodbread, a man of the Everglades, felt a deep connection to the creature and vowed to protect its secret. The tale of the bridge at Big Cypress spread through the region, a whispered legend passed down from one generation to the next. It became a symbol of the Everglades' enduring mystery, a reminder that even in the modern age, there are still corners of the world where the veil between reality and the unknown is thin. And in the heart of the swamp, the skunk ape remained, a silent sentinel, its presence felt but rarely seen, a testament to the enduring power of the wild. Driven by hope and guided by the obsidian pendant, the skunk ape delved deeper into the Everglades' heart. The pendant vibrated, resonating with the ley lines, ancient pathways of energy crisscrossing the earth. It followed these invisible rivers, drawn to their convergence, the gateway home. Deep within the swamp, the skunk ape stumbled upon a clearing. An ancient oak tree stood sentinel, its roots tapping into the powerful energies below. The creature approached, its touch igniting the pendant with an otherworldly glow. The mist parted, revealing a shimmering portal. The Nexus. Its surface rippled with cosmic colours, reflecting distant stars. The skunk ape felt an irresistible pull, a yearning deep within its soul urging it forward. The skunk ape reached out, its touch sending ripples across the Nexus. The portal opened, revealing a vast expanse of stars and swirling galaxies. It focused its mind, channeling its longing into the Nexus, envisioning its home planet. A message, a plea for rescue, echoed through the cosmos. Across the vastness of space, the skunk ape's message resonated with its brethren. A beacon in the darkness, a call from a lost soul. In 1987, on the shores of Gulf Breeze, Florida, their response arrived. A shimmering disk descended, its presence captured in grainy photographs, igniting a wave of wonder and speculation. The skunk ape, sensing their arrival, rushed towards the Nexus, its heart brimming with hope. It stepped through the portal, the world dissolving around it. The skunk ape emerged from the Nexus onto its home planet, a wave of relief washing over it as it felt the familiar warmth of its native sun. A joyous reunion with its kin ensued, filled with tearful embraces and excited vocalizations. Yet, even amidst the celebration, the skunk ape sensed a somber undercurrent. Its elders approached, their faces etched with worry. A grave threat loomed over their world, the planet's core teetering on the brink of collapse, threatening to extinguish their very existence. The skunk ape's heart sank as it realized that its journey was far from over. Its unique knowledge of Earth and its resources offered a glimmer of hope, a chance to find a catalyst to stabilize the core and avert the impending disaster. With a heavy heart, the skunk ape accepted the responsibility. As it prepared to return to Earth, the skunk ape made a detour to the sacred clearing where the Nexus portal shimmered. Billy, drawn by an inexplicable pull, had followed the creature, witnessing the bittersweet reunion from a distance. The skunk ape turned, its eyes meeting Billy's, a silent communication passing between them. With a final longing glance at its homeworld, the skunk ape stepped into the portal, a surge of energy emanating from its wrist device. The energy washed over Billy, a wave of warmth followed by a disorienting blur. The portal closed behind the skunk ape, leaving Billy alone in the clearing, his mind awash with fragmented memories and a profound sense of loss. Billy awoke with a start, his head throbbing, the events of the night a hazy dream. But as he stumbled back to the gator hole, a chilling realization dawned upon him. The footprints in the mud were not his own. They were massive, elongated, and unmistakably those of the skunk ape. Billy's mind grappled with the inexplicable, the cryptic images that surfaced in his memory, a glowing eye, a fractured moon, the skunk ape's haunting gaze, were more than just figments of his imagination. They were fragments of a truth that transcended human understanding. The skunk ape had returned to Earth, not as a visitor, but as a savior. Its mission, shrouded in secrecy, would take it on a perilous journey through the depths of the Everglades and beyond, a quest to gather the resources needed to synthesize a power source capable of stabilizing its dying world. The skunk ape, now burdened with a cosmic mission, returned to the familiar yet alien landscape of Earth. Its heart ached for its home, but duty called. The fate of its species rested on its ability to navigate the human world and gather the resources needed to combat the impending threat. Under the cloak of night, the skunk ape moved with stealth and purpose. Its heightened senses guided it through the labyrinthine Everglades, its iridescent skin blending seamlessly with the shadows. It had learned much during its exile, adapting to the ways of this strange planet. Now, those lessons would prove invaluable. The first task was to identify and secure a suitable base of operations. The skunk ape sought refuge in an abandoned research facility deep within the swamp. The decaying structure, a relic of forgotten experiments, provided shelter and a sense of isolation. Within the facility's crumbling walls, the skunk ape studied the salvaged remnants of human technology. Its elongated fingers danced over keyboards, accessing long-dormant databases. Its alien mind, capable of absorbing information at an astonishing rate, deciphered complex schematics and chemical formulas. The mission required a delicate balance of stealth and ingenuity. The skunk ape needed rare earth elements, isotopes, and organic compounds, materials abundant on Earth but scarce on its home planet. These resources were scattered across the globe, hidden in mines, laboratories, and industrial complexes. Under the cover of darkness, the skunk ape embarked on a series of daring heists. It infiltrated high-security facilities, bypassing alarms and security cameras with an uncanny grace. Its telepathic abilities allowed it to manipulate the minds of guards, lulling them into a trance-like state while it gathered the necessary materials. The creature's knowledge of human behavior, gleaned from years of observation, proved invaluable. It learned to blend in, disguising itself in clothing scavenged from laundromats and dumpsters. It even mastered the art of bartering, exchanging trinkets and salvaged items for information and supplies. The skunk ape's reputation as a fearsome cryptid worked to its advantage. Whispers of its existence kept curious onlookers at bay, allowing it to operate in the shadows. The occasional blurry photograph or grainy video only fueled the legend, creating a smokescreen for its clandestine activities. As the months passed, the skunk ape amassed a stockpile of resources. It transformed its abandoned base into a makeshift laboratory, experimenting with the stolen materials, guided by its advanced knowledge of chemistry and physics. The creature's determination never wavered. It knew that the survival of its species depended on its success. Its heart yearned for home, but its duty to its people fueled its every move. The skunk ape, the cosmic castaway, had become a cosmic scavenger, a guardian angel working tirelessly to save its world from the brink of destruction. Months turned into years, and the abandoned research facility in the heart of the Everglades transformed into a sanctuary of scientific fervor. The skunk ape, fueled by an unwavering determination, tirelessly toiled within the dimly lit laboratory, his mind ablaze with a relentless pursuit of knowledge. During his time on Earth, the skunk ape had become aware of other cosmic visitors, their vessels crash-landing in desolate corners of the planet. He had learned of Roswell, New Mexico, in 1947, where the US government hastily concealed the wreckage of an alien spacecraft, its otherworldly technology hidden from the public eye. The skunk ape's telepathic abilities allowed him to tap into the collective unconscious of humanity, unearthing whispers of Area 51, a clandestine base in the Nevada desert where the government allegedly conducted secretive experiments on alien artifacts. These whispers became a map, guiding him to hidden caches of extraterrestrial technology. Under the cover of darkness, the skunk ape infiltrated these highly guarded facilities, his iridescent skin blending with the shadows, his elongated fingers deftly bypassing security systems. He pilfered advanced energy cells from Roswell, harvested alien alloys from Area 51, and even recovered fragments of a star map from a forgotten crash site in the depths of the ocean. These stolen treasures, imbued with the wisdom of distant civilizations, became the missing pieces in the skunk ape's scientific puzzle. He combined them with his own knowledge. His understanding of the universe expanded by the alien artifacts he had collected. Night after night, the skunk ape's laboratory hummed with the energy of his experimentation. He fused terrestrial and extraterrestrial technologies, his keen intellect unlocking the secrets of the cosmos. The air crackled with the power of his creations. His once abandoned refuge transformed into a beacon of intergalactic innovation. And then, on a moonlit night, it happened. The eureka moment. The skunk ape's eyes widened as he witnessed the culmination of his tireless efforts. The disparate elements, the stolen artifacts, the fragments of knowledge, all converged into a unified solution. He had discovered a way to synthesize a powerful energy source, a catalyst that could stabilize the collapsing core of his home planet. With renewed vigor, the skunk ape set about refining his discovery. He worked tirelessly, his mind racing with the possibilities that his breakthrough presented. He envisioned a future where his planet, once teetering on the brink of destruction, would be revitalized, its ecosystems restored, its people thriving. But fate, it seemed, was not on his side. As the skunk ape prepared to leave, a heavily armed posse, their suspicions aroused by the strange occurrences and unexplained disappearances of valuable resources, stormed the facility. The tranquility of the Everglades was shattered by the roar of engines and the harsh glare of spotlights. The skunk ape, sensing the imminent danger, sprang into action. He gathered his precious research, the vials of synthesized energy, the star map fragments, and the alien artifacts that had helped him achieve his breakthrough. With a heavy heart, he fled into the depths of the swamp, the pursuit hot on his heels. In the darkness, a plan began to form. The skunk ape remembered his old spacecraft, hidden deep within the Everglades. It was damaged, but perhaps, with the knowledge and resources he had acquired, he could repair it and make the journey home. He would not be deterred. The fate of his people rested on his shoulders, and he would not fail them. The skunk ape, his precious cargo secured, raced towards the hidden location of his crashed spacecraft. He had evaded the human pursuers, but a new obstacle arose, one that threatened to derail his mission entirely. As he neared the nexus, the gateway that once shimmered with interdimensional energy, he was met with a chilling silence. The portal was dormant, its ethereal glow extinguished. A sense of dread washed over him as he realized the truth. The nexus had been damaged, perhaps irreparably. The skunk ape's heart sank. Without the nexus, his journey home seemed impossible. He had spent years gathering resources, sacrificing his own comfort and safety for the sake of his people. Now it all seemed for naught. But despair quickly gave way to determination. The skunk ape was not one to succumb to defeat. He would find another way. He turned his attention to the dilapidated spacecraft, a relic of his crash landing decades ago. The ship's hull was riddled with holes, its systems corroded by the relentless humidity of the Everglades. But the skunk ape, armed with his newfound knowledge and the stolen alien technology, set to work. He meticulously repaired the damaged components, replacing corroded wires and reconfiguring the power systems. As he labored, a familiar figure emerged from the shadows. Billy, the boy who had witnessed the skunk ape's reunion with his kin, had followed the creature, drawn by an inexplicable connection. Billy, now a young man, offered his help. He had grown up fascinated by the skunk ape, his fragmented memories a constant source of curiosity and wonder. He had honed his mechanical skills, working on cars and boats, and his knowledge proved invaluable in the restoration of the alien spacecraft. Together, the skunk ape and Billy worked tirelessly, their bond deepening with each passing day. The creature, initially wary of the human, began to see Billy as an ally, a kindred spirit who shared his passion for exploration and discovery. As the spacecraft neared completion, the skunk ape knew he had to protect Billy. He could not allow the young man to be implicated in his actions or become a target for the authorities. With a heavy heart, the skunk ape used his telepathic abilities to erase Billy's memories of their time together, leaving behind only a vague sense of wonder and a lingering fascination with the Everglades. With a final farewell, the skunk ape activated the spacecraft's engines. The vessel, once a broken relic, roared to life, its powerful thrusters propelling it skyward. The skunk ape glanced back at Earth, his heart filled with gratitude for the unexpected help he had received. He knew that Billy, even without his memories, would always hold a special place in his heart. As the spacecraft disappeared into the vastness of space, the skunk ape's mission was far from over. The fate of his homeworld still hung in the balance. But he carried with him the hope of salvation, the knowledge gained from his time on Earth, and the memory of a young man who had helped him when he needed it most. The skunk ape's departure left an enduring mark on the landscape and the hearts of those who had crossed its path. Billy, forever haunted by fragmented memories and the cryptic visions imprinted in his mind, found himself drawn back to the Everglades, a place where the boundaries between reality and the extraordinary blurred. The young man who had once been a curious witness to the skunk ape's cosmic reunion transformed into a self-proclaimed guardian of the swamp. He spent countless hours exploring its hidden corners, studying its flora and fauna, and meticulously documenting every unexplained phenomenon, every whispered legend, every fleeting glimpse of something that defied explanation. Billy became a storyteller, weaving together the threads of his own experiences with the rich tapestry of skunk ape folklore. Wonder in the hearts of those who listened. Yet, Beneath the surface of these captivating stories lay a question that gnawed at Billy's soul. Could the skunk ape be more than just a myth, a figment of overactive imaginations? Were the fragmented memories, the cryptic visions, and the inexplicable events he had witnessed mere coincidences? Or did they point to a deeper truth, a hidden reality waiting to be uncovered? Through Billy's relentless pursuit of answers, the skunk ape's legend grew, its roots intertwining with the very fabric of the Everglades. It became a symbol of the swamp's enduring mystery, a reminder that even in the most familiar landscapes, the extraordinary could be found lurking just beneath the surface. The skunk ape story resonated with those who longed for a connection to something greater than themselves. It spoke to the human desire for exploration, discovery, and a deeper understanding of the universe and our place within it. For generations, the legend of the skunk ape continued to inspire and intrigue. Gladesmen, scientists, and curious visitors alike ventured into the swamp, drawn by the promise of adventure and the allure of the unknown. They sought the creature's footprints, listened for its haunting calls, and hoped to catch a glimpse of its elusive form. Though the skunk ape remained elusive, its legacy lived on. Billy's meticulous records, passed down through generations, became a treasure trove of information, a testament to his unwavering belief in the extraordinary. The creature's image adorned T-shirts, postcards, and murals, becoming a symbol of the state's unique cultural identity. The skunk ape's footprints, etched into the mud of the Everglades, served as a tangible reminder of the fleeting connection between humanity and the cosmos. They spoke of a time when the boundaries between worlds blurred, and the impossible danced with the possible. In the end, the questions surrounding the skunk ape's origins and purpose remained unanswered. But perhaps that was the true magic of its story. It was a tale that defied explanation, a mystery that invited endless speculation and fueled the human spirit of curiosity and wonder. The skunk ape's legacy lived on, an enduring testament to the power of the unknown to inspire and captivate the human imagination, a constant reminder that the truth might be stranger than fiction.